what we're actually fishing here is the roadbed, an old railroad roadbed. And the roadbed comes out this long shallow point over my shoulder. And as it got deeper here, they built abutments to hold the railroad tracks up, the trestle. So there's a series of 3 of them between here and that marker buoy in the distance. And they're roughly 30 feet wide or long. I guess it was the width of the railroad track, our tracks. So it's the width, but they're only about 6 or 8 feet in the other direction. They stick up 10, 12 feet off the bottom, and they're a big pile of timber and rocks. So, you know, they were built before they used a lot of concrete for these things. So it's just timber and rocks and nasties. It's all covered with zebra mussels, so you get broken off if you get stuck in it. But the fish sure do like them. There's a lot of crevices for crawfish and for bait fish to hide and so forth. So there's always fish around these. I'm going to go with a drop shot now for a little while and see if I can tempt a really inactive fish. A drop shot is probably the best presentation for fish that are not in a real biting mood. So I probably catch 2/3 of my fish every year on a drop shot these days.
So why is it more attractive to the fish?
I think if you fish it right, what you have is the weight is just an anchor. It gets the bait into position, but you're fishing an unweighted bait in deeper water. And an unweighted bait, the gentle drifting and so forth, is very attractive to fish. And it's a small bait, so it doesn't intimidate them. And it just seems to catch a lot of fish when the bite is off. It catches a lot when the bite's on too, but it can save the day when the bite is off, and the bite does seem to be off a little bit. There's one. I got one swimming with me. Here we go. Ooh.
Yeah, he just had a meal. Anything in his mouth?
No, other than my thumb. Wow. Now, sometimes your drop shot when you get a fish ends up in a tangled mess. And I found that if you take the worm off and just shake it, it all pops out real easy. And then you stick the worm back on, because all you do is pass it through and nose hook it like that. And everything shakes out real easy.
I'm gonna start calling you the professor, because you're taking me to school here. What am I doing wrong, Rich?
Well, I notice you're not getting enough feel of the bait. You notice when I am working the bait, I keep my finger in contact with the line. The line is actually hooked over my index finger. And most of the hits I feel in the index finger, not through the rod. And when you feel a hit with the drop shot, you just try to keep the pressure on it steady and feel the fish eating the bait. And then once you're pretty sure it's a fish and he's got it, you don't have to set the hook, but I have to set the hook. You could, with these little hooks, you could just start reeling. The other thing you want to be sure to do is not overwork the bait.
Not overwork. I'm sure I'm doing that.
When the weight's on the bottom,
yeah,
drop the rod tip a few inches and let the weight drift on a slack line.
Okay, yes.
For a few seconds. Yeah. Then pick it up and move it to the next.
Just a few seconds?
Just a few seconds.
Okay, I'm definitely not doing that. I got a fish.
I think you're stuck.
Oh, crap.
The other thing you want to be sure to do is not overwork the bait. Is not overwork the bait. Is not overwork the bait. Is not overwork the bait.